Here's the too long version.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
On the run.
We don't have a picture for you today. Just get to look at our beautiful faces. You get to look
Honestly, we may not even have any stories. I mean, like, there's a couple of stories, but like, it's so great. Honestly, I'm gonna music cut. That's better than it going for 5 minutes. So there's like stuff happening in the world, but like none of it is important enough to like really penetrate your life, which is great because whenever the news, in my opinion, whenever the news is like, oh my God, we have to talk about this again, it's like the rest of the world will not stop bothering us so that we can just like read comics and watch movies and stuff, right? You know what I mean?
That's what they want you to do.
They want us to do that.
They don't want you paying attention to the man behind the curtain, JJ. There are some stories out there this morning that we can hit on. There's one that's interesting that I think you'll find very interesting.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah. Some different stuff.
Yeah.
So good morning. How was your?
Dave's 4 minutes away.
Dave is 4 minutes away, he said?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Dave and I guess they had their little high school band awards last night, and we did too. So we were talking about that last night. What is that?
I turned off the virtual camera.
Hi, welcome to D&D Chat with Andy.
Let me close this, and then I can have
Look at this shave right here. I had to shave last night.
Oh, such a clean line.
Well, I would have shaved everything.
Yeah.
But you can't really see it that well now.
Yeah.
But there is a giant. It's actually kind of healed.
Yeah, like a scratch or something? Or a bug bite?
Oh, I can't. There it was. There it is.
What's going on there?
It looked a lot worse than that. The other night I was getting out of Ashley's car, and I don't obviously know how to shut a door properly without moving my head. And I hit the corner, decided to, and I mean, it was one of those that set me down.
You kingpinned your own head.
Mm-hmm.
You kingpinned your own head.
I couldn't shave because I would have to shave over that scar or that cut abrasion right now, and I don't want to, so I'm just going to let my hair grow out. So yeah, we'll talk to Dave about that because I want to ask him a question about something that happened on both sides that he messaged me about.
But really?
Yeah, but there was a couple of stories that I wanted to bring up to you. Did you see the story about make me moderator, and I'm going to pull it up because this is a great picture. There's a President Trump story this morning that the Democrats are going crazy about. Crazy. Yeah. What's that?
This is a reenactment of you talking to your door.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
The dramatization of you getting out of the car.
That other guy there is the car.
Speeding him up. Yeah.
Did you see that the Galactic Republic is going to offer President Trump an Imperial class Star Destroyer? And I think this is interesting because I mean this is an Imperial class. It's not their best model.
I mean, Kylo Ren had the bigger one, didn't he?
Yeah, and there's all kinds of other different models out there that he could have got that would have been a lot better.
So this is probably going to save us a bunch of tax dollars. We're not going to have to pay for this.
Well, they're hoping that he will make this Air Force One, and he'll start flying this around. And I've heard conflicting reports because when you listen to the media. Right. That says that they're not biased whatsoever. They talk about this story and play 3 clips from Democratic people bitching about this and giving their points. Yeah. So I listened this morning. I was like, okay, so I came here and I saw some more stuff about it, and they were saying that this gift is going to the Air Force. So I don't know what the true story is on this.
Oh, now hold on.
We're poking fun
No,
now.
no,
on this,
no.
but
I need to know. One,
Qatar-
does this come with the X-wings, or do we have to buy those ourselves? Because if this is like a starter set,
X-wings. It would not have X-wings. It would have TIE
first of all,
fighters.
it would
TIE
have TIE
fighters.
fighters.
Come
and
on, JJ.
contingencies of TIE fighters. So you would have TIE fighters and
fair
TIE
point.
bombers.
Okay, but what I'm saying
Maybe
is, if we have
interceptors.
to buy the Star Destroyer, but if we have to buy all of the TIE fighters to go in it, that could run us up way more than the Star Destroyer itself would have cost.
Well, because what you don't think about is that you got to pay taxes on this.
Yeah.
So even though you're
And-
being given this thing, you're going to have to pay taxes every year, and I don't know what the current tax rate of an Imperial
What about-
class Star Destroyer is.
What about
It
maintenance?
depends on where it's
Who's
docked.
covering maintenance on this thing?
Doesn't it
Yeah.
depend on where it's docked? I mean, you're not going to just dock that off
You
the
can just
coast of
leave
like
it
New York.
laying around
Are
somewhere.
taxpayers
no,
going
it's
to
gonna
be
stay
paying the
Right off the
crew?
moon.
And
What are
also,
we talking about, by
how
the way?
fuel efficient is this thing?
Just came in here.
Are we going to have? Are we going to be?
It doesn't use fuel.
Is this some? It doesn't use fuel. Okay.
It uses energy.
All right, Elon. Listen,
It's in space. It's surrounded by stars. It's going to
this-
get. It's,
Seriously, we're poking fun here, and it's fun.
I don't
but
know what we're talking about.
I know, Dave, and I have been silly the whole time, but I started to go serious. Qatar wants to give or has given or something a big jet to President Trump, and they're like, "We
Well,
want
that's
you
nice
to
of
use
them.
this as Air Force One." It's like, no, we're not going to use that as Air Force One. Thank you. That's like your little cousin giving you a freaking from fifth grade, or a 5-year-old cousin giving you a drawing, and once that's good. We're not going to put it up in the painting gallery. We're just going to put it on the refrigerator.
I swear we saw Qatar on our show a couple days ago.
And they were anyway. The Democrats are going crazy about this gift and all this and whatnot. They just
Sure.
they're grasping at something to complain about right now, and this is the
There are
current
gifting
complaint.
laws. There are
And-
gifting
right.
laws for politicians.
But then I heard that the counterpoint that this was not going to President Trump's, going to the Air Force and blah blah blah. And I did not look into that past what somebody said. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the true story. I just saw this Babylon Bee story my buddy posted.
Along those lines, then, I had posted the article about the solar panels, the solar whatever they're called.
I remember why we heard the word Qatar recently.
Inbred.
They're one of the
So
most inbred countries. So we're
China
going to be
has,
accepting a new Air Force One from a country that is 54% consanguineous marriage.
Hey, it'd be all right. We put together planes before. It don't need it. It says you need 6 lug nuts, but it'll only use 4. You always got 2 left over. You don't need them all.
Thank you for the gift offer. I'm going to politely decline. I don't know.
No,
Who
it's
made that
supposed to
plane?
sound like that.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks. Thank you. It's very generous of you. I appreciate it so much. Yeah.
What were Dave? What were you saying? I was listening to you.
So I'm trying to find the news drop I've thrown in here. Ghost Machine rogue communication devices found in these inverters
Yeah.
that are packaged with solar panels and solar generating machines. And while that's a different story, I don't know what else in this plane from Qatar.
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
presumably
that was my first thing. I'm like,
go over the whole thing.
no.
Well, presumably, governments would check through all the stuff that they're importing that's going to be on their power infrastructure.
Dude, we talked about that new hacker device a year ago.
Yeah,
that
Flipper
they
Zero?
they were
I should get one of those. That would be really.
There's a new one.
what?
There's a new one that's even better.
What are y'all
Flipper
talking
Zero.
about? I don't know
Flipper Zero, the hacker device.
what
Not
am
that
I,
hacker device.
I don't know
Dude.
what you're saying. I don't know the word you're
Flipper?
saying.
I think
Flipper.
your YouTube feed is different than mine
No.
because I'm getting a
Flipper.
Flipper Zero ad like every day.
Yeah.
Like Dave is on the same whatever
don't
I've
know what
subscribed to. He's on the same
So
stuff.
it's a small little orange device that has a billion forms of communication, Bluetooth, wireless, NFC.
Right.
It's been used to hack things like, have you ever gone on the road and you've seen those electric signs that might say zombie apocalypse ahead? Someone hacked that and changed it from
No.
road construction ahead to zombie apocalypse ahead
No,
or
what I was
crap like
talking
that.
about was what I was going to say was that we talked about like 6 or 8 months ago was that hacker device that you can have in proximity to the cables, and it
Yeah.
will AI will read the electrical signals of the cables and decipher what is being done from the electrical signals that are coming off your cables.
That will do it.
I've
This-
seen that dude. I've seen this the hacker, the ethical hacker guy. Have you? And I cannot think of his
That
name.
skinny
He's been
guy, that
interviewed.
skinny guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's the one that finds all those pedos and all that crap. I saw him on one show where he had like this little device that was in a mint container, and he was like, "All I got to do is just turn this on and set it within 100 yards, and I can take over everything,
Uh-huh.
everything." So yeah, I've never seen that little Flipper Zero, but I mean, if they're selling it on the TikTok shop, then
It's not on
Yeah.
TikTok, but there's a couple of new ones that use the Raspberry Pi Zero. And
What would
they
you
have
use?
a
What
full 40
ethically would you use that
Look,
for?
look.
That's
look.
that's him. That's him.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear
Yeah.
it? Wait, I can't
No.
hear it. No, here you go.
cannot hear it.
US debit, the full number here, the card holder. Your wallet is not as safe as you think it is. Check this out. There we go. So we got the credit card through his pants, which says US debit, the full number here, the card holder name, in some cases, the expiration date. It's basically like a Swiss Army knife for hackers. So a cheap and easy solution for this is to get a Faraday bag. I don't have the money for that. You can literally wrap one single piece of aluminum foil, as crazy as that sounds, in your wallet, as long as it's on the outside of your cards, and nobody, with no matter how good the device is, will have the ability to read not only your credit cards but your access control fobs. Your wallet. It's called the Flipper, and what people don't understand is they watch these TikToks and they see these things where people are hacking a car, or they're reading a credit card, or they're opening a Tesla charger door, or they're opening a garage, and they think that those things just come out of the box with this Flipper. You spend the
Yeah.
money on it, you buy it, you get it in the mail, and now you're a hacker. That's not exactly how the Flipper works. It does a lot of cool things out of the box, so don't get me wrong, it's not a bad tool to have, but the Flipper itself looks like
Okay.
this, very small device.
Yeah.
Has the ability to extend, so you can create other things, which I'll show you in a second here. And with this device, I can do a lot of things. So it's called the Flip.
Yeah, so that's the device that Dave's talking
You
about.
could recreate your car key fob. So you have a backup of that. You can recreate your garage door opener if you have
can
one of those.
sniff everybody's Wi-Fi as soon
You
as
can
you
do,
like.
yeah, but we're talking about ethical things that you could do.
Yeah.
Yes, you
You want
could.
to let them know that their Wi-Fi is not very, secure.
back in the freaking 90s,
This man,
we
was
didn't
my
have all
buddy.
the Wi-Fi mess everywhere. Back in the 90s, my buddy had this old K car, had a Reliant K. It was his dad's car.
Yes.
And he had the old boxy K car. It was brown. And we used to drive it around. And he had his garage door opener that was in there. Little square garage door opener with one button, those old. And so as we were driving around, I, as a young kid, y'all know how I is, I would take the garage and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
We found one house in Benton that was on the same frequency as that garage door. And so every time we would drive by that house, we would click it and open their garage door. And then we would drive down and whatnot. And then we would come back and see that they had closed the garage door, and we would open it again. We didn't do anything nefarious, but there was some people that wondered why in the world their garage door just opened and closed all the time. And it was because we found that out.
That's horrible. Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right. I got a story for you.
All right.
You guys, do you guys watch, do y'all watch baseball at all?
Occasionally.
Not on my not by choice, but sometimes my family's in town and they like baseball, and they'll be like, "Oh, the game's on." I'll be like, Yeah. Okay. Here's the remote. I'm gonna go and hit the roof.
I like watching baseball. I like going to the games and stuff. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I mean, I collected baseball cards. I've liked baseball since I was a kid and stuff. I was never good at playing it, but and I'm like y'all. I don't watch it, but I will.
Yeah.
So in the news today, and you'll hear for the next couple of 2 or 3 days, the commissioner of baseball has come out and reinstated all of the people that were banned by baseball, I guess.
Banned
Changing, well, for all kinds of
usage
reasons. So the commissioner came out and said that he was changing the league's policy on permanent ineligibility, saying bans would expire at death. Major League Baseball said 17 individuals had their status changed by the decision, including all 8 banned members of the 1919 Chicago Black Sox, Philadelphia Phillies.
What is the point of this? This is
I'm getting to
Dude,
it.
if you build it, they will come.
I'm getting to it.
Okay, sorry.
New York Giants outfielder and shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose. Okay. Pete Rose got banned. He was in our lifetime, one of the greatest hitters of all time. He was banned for the gambling thing.
Baseball players.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was banned for the gambling thing. Many baseball fans think that he should have been in there. And now the Cincinnati Reds are having this big Pete Rose night. And they've got this to where they can honor him and whatnot. He's not going to be eligible for a couple, 2 or 3 years, but this is what I wanted to bring up.
all right.
They're putting him, he's now eligible for the Hall of Fame. They've changed all this. Let me just bring up Pete Rose. This is an interview with Pete Rose that he had obviously before his death. So
Obviously.
I don't see much sense in putting me on the ballot after I die. Because for a player to go into his or her Hall of Fame, it's more or less for your family and it's more or less for your fan base. And I'm big on both of those 2 things right there. And I know most of the people who rooted for me my whole career would love to see me in the Hall of Fame as a living player, not as someone that's 10 feet under. And I always thought about that. What good would it do my family if they put me in the Hall of Fame after I die? I can't think of anything good about that. I don't
that
see
is
much
straight
sense
from Pete's mouth,
in
man.
putting me on.
But if it's going to be for
You're-
the family and the
something has
fan
to do with
base,
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
fan base, I would love to see, and I still think Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame because you can't take away from his skill.
Yeah.
And
Man had
that's
the
just,
most hits. Does he still have the most hits?
I think he does.
There's some players I
I-
don't pay
I'm
attention that
excited.
much, but
Ellie De La Cruz, man, that kid is just flipping amazing. Every time you
There's-
turn around, he's breaking another record.
there's some players who I was going to say now that are crazy. Like there's that one Japanese or player that
Shohei.
I don't know that's like
Mhm.
Babe Ruth level player or something.
Mhm. Yes.
I got a train coming by, so I can't talk. right
Yeah,
now.
I heard it. So I took my son and my middle son and a couple of his friends to a Louisville Bats game a couple of years ago, and Ellie De La Cruz just happened to be there, and I think Joey Votto was there as well.
I don't know any of these
They were
names.
so Joey Votto,
Yeah, I
class
know.
act,
Yeah.
good dude. All right, they're both like amazing players, but they were at the Bats, so they were on the farm team because they were recovering from injuries or whatever. And we saw La Cruz hit a home run. We saw him steal like 3 bases, and this guy's just absolutely smoking everybody. He is built like a stick. Like when I was a kid, Barry Bonds was built like a stick, right? Then when I became an adult, Barry Bonds is built like a beast. I'm loving watching this Ellie De La Cruz in his prime, just natural talent, just great stuff.
What? I didn't hear JJ. JJ, wait until your girls decide they want to play every sport imaginable.
Got the sound to work.
Oh, good job, buddy.
I don't know anything about baseball. I'm with Pete Rose. What's the point of putting him in there after he's dead? I don't get
So
it.
they can make money off of his
Oh yeah, okay.
They can make money off of
So
him.
they can exploit his
And they will.
name and career
Oh.
and not compensate him at all.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I mean, F baseball. All of,
But that also might fit the punishment as well.
no,
I hate.
no. Look,
Dude,
they profit from trading on his name, legacy, and history.
Mhm. And he profited gambling on baseball.
They
Okay.
profited-
I
they
think he
profited-
belongs in there.
How much more profit did media companies and everybody else get off the fact that he gambled on baseball? Let's look at that butterfly
Loads.
effect. He
Loads
gambled
of
on
money.
baseball, and then that made everybody else
Mhm.
10 times more profit than probably he ever made.
We
It's
let our
like-
politicians
old
make the
Marilyn
rules
Manson.
of the stock market and decide what companies get to participate in the U.S. and
Yeah.
therefore, so we let our politicians basically professionally inside trade. Why can't ball players bet on whether or not they're going to do good?
Speaking of
I
that,
don't agree with that.
I don't know if this is true or not. But I'd seen where some kid had developed an app that follows the trades of
Yes,
Nancy
you
members
need
of
a
Congress.
$500
Okay, so that is
minimum
legit?
investment. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's straight up
That's
legit
crazy.
because there's one guy that was doing the exact same thing that Nancy
It's called
Pelosi was doing, and he made a
autopilot.
crap ton of money.
You can literally track Nancy Pelosi or any other, and you can and you can
Set it up to
participate.
where it will do
Yeah.
what she does. If she
Yeah,
makes
you
a
just
trade,
say-
it will make your trade a corresponding
Select the
trade for you.
Pelosi tracker, and then you link your
Mhm.
financial institution, and it's I think a minimum of $500 to start investing, and then whenever they trade, you trade. Although
Interesting.
there's a little bit of there's a little bit of lag because politicians are required to do financial disclosures and like quarterly. So
Mhm.
so whenever they do their paperwork, then the app gets updated like, oh, they made these trades, so then it'll make those trades. But something like $400 million dollars has been made by users just like riding along with politicians. I guess my question is like, I mean, I get the ethical problem of like, if sports players can gamble on their own performance, they'll throw the game so they can make some money.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I get that, but like aside from that, what is the problem with gambling that is okay for everybody else and not okay for athletes?
Right. Rose says he never gambled against his teams. So that I'm totally good with if
All
that's
right.
legit.
So what about this?
I
am gonna bet the farm that we're gonna win, and I'm gonna put all of my effort into winning, and that's straight legit, isn't that?
Mhm.
Wouldn't you say that's legit, Deacon?
Yeah.
Yes, that's legit, but you're taking the complete factor out. That's a major factor of how many of those baseball players are going to be legit. Because it's not going to be 100%, and all it takes is one.
Mhm.
Well,
We all know Michael Jordan did some gambling.
I mean, like
Did
if
he
you got
gamble on his
a
games?
persistent problem of players throwing the game, weed those guys out, and then those guys don't get hired.
But you want to go down a rabbit hole, and I know you think I'm silly when I've said this before. Sports entertainment. It's sports entertainment. So if the players are throwing, what about some of these umpires? What about some of these NFL referees? What about some of these NBA referees that have made some blatantly terrible calls? And now I've seen where they're using that AI for the umps in some like minor league parks, showing the showing the pitches and stuff. And there was one that I was watching where they like rate the umpires now on how well they are based on the AI and stuff. And I think the players in some leagues can call for like if the umpire calls it a ball or calls it a strike, they have like one thing that they can call, and they can look at the thing and decide whether it was a ball or a strike with AI now.
So under the current paradigm of if you're a gambling baseball player, you will get banned from playing. Do you believe that threat is keeping players from gambling on
No.
sports.
No.
Well, then why are we punishing Pete Rose harder than anybody else?
Right. Good question.
He got caught,
He got caught, and it was the freaking 90s.
Okay. All
and
right.
it was Pete Rose,
Lesson learned. Be a smarter criminal.
and it was Pete Rose. I mean, when you
Yeah.
got a guy on top,
Honestly,
doing
I think this is
things,
prejudice,
and a
and
guy
I
at the
think that his
bottom,
family should sue for discrimination.
defamation.
Yeah, defamation too. Discrimination, defamation. Some other
So,
words.
yeah.
This is not legal advice from the Internet Dad Show.
Don't listen to me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just
Indeed.
don't see. I just don't like. I'm not in favor of gambling because I have poor brain and I don't want to lose money. And if you gamble, you will lose money. So,
Yes.
but that's like
Well,
my
fun
choice.
story.
If you want to gamble, I don't care.
I will gamble on the Derby. I will, and it's $25. That's all we'll put in. And this is the first year I broke that rule. I $25 still, and it was all day. So
Yeah.
I kept calling the number 2 horse every single time. And so when I was tapped out, I told my stepdad and my brother's girlfriend, I'm like, hey, this horse is going to come in second. And they placed their money on him to place, and it did.
So does
I
that,
was
did
so
they win
angry.
something?
I'm like,
See, I know
they did.
nothing about gambling when it comes to that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I-
they
and I don't-
both I think they got on a $2 bet $11,
Oh,
which is a nice, yeah, and I think they both put $5. I'm like,
How
y'all
much
owe
did
me
it
half.
cost to? Yeah, how much did it cost in gas to go to the Derby? You guys?
Didn't
No,
go.
we didn't go to the Derby. We
don't
were
do
at my
that
parents'
anymore.
house.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's
All right.
an app. The Derby
See-
isn't for locals.
yeah.
It's not for locals.
Mm-mm.
All right.
They say that I've heard this quoted a couple times now, and it ticks me off. But they say that the Derby is our Super Bowl style event. Do you know how many people attend the Super Bowl?
I have no idea how many people.
40 to 60,000, depending on the size of the stadium. Do you know how many people attend the Derby? 160,000. This is like a bigger deal than the Super Bowl. Grant, the Super Bowl lasts 4 hours. The Derby events last all day. And then
I have
the day before
heard-
that, you've got the Oaks.
This is where horses run in circles, right?
Dude,
Yep.
I have heard so many, but it's like a gigantic party everywhere.
Mhm.
A gigantic
Yes.
party with people in hats drinking and having and peeing in bottles and doing some of the most lewd, nasty stuff with these stories that I have ever
Never been to the
heard in
Derby.
my life. I would never go to the Derby. As a lifelong
Now, that's the
Kentuckian that was
infield.
born and bred here, I would never go up there because the stories that I have heard, the shit that you see on TV, that is not
Literally.
really
Literally.
it's really what happens up there.
No, so
It's a-
you've got like these different sections where people stay. The infield is where the raucousness goes on. You've got drunkenness in the stands, and you've got like the elite people up in like Millionaires Row and all this.
Yeah,
other
you're
stuff.
seeing the pictures you're seeing of them girls in the hats. Those are the millionaire people. Those ain't the regular Joes that's come out there at all. They don't wear that crap.
I didn't win any money this year, by the way.
All right. Well, congratulations. Or I'm sorry.
Thanks. All right.
Gambling doesn't pay people. That is
Um,
financial advice from the Internet Dad Show.
Mm,
Gambling, yeah.
gambling.
I don't gamble either, but if you want to gamble, you might want to think about doing that now, JJ, because
yeah, you should take a gamble on this right here. You should buy Andy's books on Amazon.
damn it, I was going into a segue and you out segued me. You cock blocked my segue.
You got cut off at the pass, bro. I cut you off at the pass.
You seg blocked me.
Ah,
I was just going to say that there's an underwater volcano that's expected to erupt and that we may all die. I don't know how to get rid of this ad over here on the side of this damn page. Hang on, let me.
Go to,
mile-
Windows
mile-wide
apps and
under-
features and hit uninstall. I think that's
Well, that-
yeah, Chrome or Edge or something. Just uninstall it. It won't have ads then.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not doing that.
Mm.
About 300 miles off the U.S. coast of the Pacific, in the Pacific Ocean, is a giant volcano, and they're like, "Oh, well, this could explode at any time." So there you go.
how many
Oh.
earthquakes have we had in the last 2 weeks, Deke? 3 or 4?
In the last 2 weeks,
The two or greater. 2 or
no,
greater.
in the last 2 weeks on the New Madrid fault, we have
Mhm.
had over 16 earthquakes. But there is
Would suck, yeah.
there is a smaller fault zone that just had that 4.1, and that
Mhm.
fault zone is over by Knoxville, and south of Knoxville. That's not actually a part of the New Madrid fault. That's another fault. And then there's
It's
another
all
fault.
connected.
Yeah, it's got to be. And there's another fault line that runs around North Carolina and South Carolina along the Atlantic. What are you laughing at, dude?
My boss is texting me, and
Oh,
she was having my boss's wife was having trouble with her computer, and that's what they call me for. Like, oh, they have a problem, and then they call me, and then I'm like, okay, let's do remote desktop, da 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 da.
Turn
And
it off,
when I
turn it back on.
physically can't do anything, I'm like, Paul, you need to like restart her
on the
computer, or do something here. And he just said, he said, she's my wife, and she seems to lose about 100 points of IQ the minute she asks for computer help. And then suddenly she forgets everything. What is a cursor? Batteries? What is that? Yeah, I'm sure you guys get frustrated when your significant other is like, this isn't working. And for my wife, it's Wi-Fi. It's her computer. For whatever reason, the Wi-Fi just like powers down or whatever, and then she's like, I can't get on the internet, nothing's working. And I'm like, yeah, it's your computer, your Wi-Fi, something's wrong with your Wi-Fi. Just restart your Wi-Fi, just turn it off, turn it back on.
no, Ashley's one of these that usually pretty much knows. She's pretty computer savvy.
Yeah, Julie's gotten better. I just have to sometimes help her with workarounds, another way of doing something. Like, hey, this isn't working. I'm like,
Right.
well, let's try it this way. And
My older coworker, and she's not much older than me, but she has problems with technology. She was having problems with one of her one email. They wasn't able to get into it, like the one that they pay for the station email and stuff, and she
Right.
wasn't able to get into it, so she couldn't email me something. And I'm like, well, just use another email account. And she didn't understand what I meant. So I had to log on to her computer and then log on to my email. I'm like,
Yeah.
just leave this open. And I showed her what to do. She was like, but that's your email. I was like, I don't care. There's nothing in here. If you want to clean it out, go be my guest. But
fun fact, if you have a Gmail account,
Yeah.
and let's just say your account is JJW at Gmail. That's not
Sure.
his actual account. And you
Yes,
need a second login for something. You don't have to create a new email address. You can do j.j.w at Gmail. Gmail does not process dots. So if you send something to j.j.w at gmail.com, it'll go to JJW.
No, you
at
can
gmail.com.
do it even better than that. Let's say you want to know if Home Depot is giving away your email address, and you do something at Home Depot. You go to Home Depot and you put in your email address and for your login or whatever, and you can make this jjw at gmail.com. But before you do the at gmail.com, you do a plus sign and add Home Depot, and it'll be a unique email address that you can see. Oh, this was to Home Depot, and it's totally valid. Everything after the plus sign, it'll keep it in there, but it doesn't matter.
I did not know that. So when
That
you
one I
get
did
like a
is-
spam account or something and it says that and it says plus Home Depot, you can know.
Yeah, I'd be like,
that's where it
Home
came
Depot,
from.
they sold my email. These sons of beep beep beep.
Say that
Yeah.
again. How does the email address look?
Is you just add,
JJW plus Home Depot at
Yeah.
gmail.com.
yeah. You just
Huh.
do plus at the end of your predicate. You know your
Huh.
but before the at sign,
Username.
and you
Yeah.
can and you do plus and you plus anything. Plus
Really?
the
Well,
number. Yeah.
With Gmail, you can have other different Gmail accounts.
You
I mean,
can-
I've
Yeah,
got
you can create
WordPress
new
You
accounts.
can
at
formally
gmail.com.
create aliases too, but this allows you to use your email, but then it's unique. And the automated system is not going to strip it out. It's going to leave everything exactly the way it is. So when they
I didn't
pass
know
it
that.
around, and you start getting emails,
Interesting.
you'll be like, oh, yeah. You guys
Huh.
were talking about the fault line a couple of minutes ago, and I saw
Yes.
this I saw this yesterday, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. This is a video from Myanmar.
I saw this video last night before bed. This tripped me out. I had to watch it like 4 times.
Yeah, I was like, what am I supposed
Watch-
to see?
Watch
Same
over
Dave,
here to
Dave.
the right.
No, why'd you tell him?
Oh, because you
Hold on.
miss it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to turn my video off.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
This is trippy.
Do. Okay, it's just some gate. The gate's opening a little bit. No, that's not right. The side of
hey,
the
that
Earth is
cracked.
moving just a little bit. Oh my
Look at
god!
that crack.
The whole,
That's
if
a
you watch
lot of-
right here, the whole Earth moves about 6 feet.
What happened?
Watch.
Watch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That is the first time a fault has ever been caught live on video. So
So-
an actual fault on the where the
Yeah.
Earth moves like sideways.
Watch.
So I was
okay,
looking in the upper left. Watch the dust in the upper
Think
left.
Baylor College of Medicine.
Why are we-
Yes, I do.
watch in the upper right at the
I just saw everything move, and that was crazy.
back?
well, watch in the upper right at the towers over here, at the
Yeah.
electrical tower in the very
Right.
corner.
Watch it. Just watch this green stuff. Honestly. Okay, it's about to happen. Starts shaking. The gate opens, and then watch right here. And
Whoa,
geez, yeah. That can you imagine how scary that would be?
insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
I have never felt an earthquake here in 48 years. I've never felt one.
Once, when we were in elementary school, you should have felt one because I remember feeling
Which one?
I was in elementary school. I don't remember. I was home from school. We had a sinkhole open up in the backyard shortly after the earthquake, but I remember feeling the earthquake. It was a small one.
There was that guy in the 80s, Ivan Browning. Does that name sound familiar? Ivan Browning. There was a guy in the 80s that predicted that we were going to have a pretty major
big one.
earthquake in like December of one year, and it freaked out people around here so much that we were out of school for 3 days because of his prediction that we were going to have a major earthquake. But we've had about 16 or so. We've had a bunch. When I say a bunch, it's like 30 or 40 around this little town in Tennessee called Ridgely, Tennessee. And it's south of Reelfoot Lake, and it's a part of that New Madrid zone. We had all of that water come in a month ago with the rain. So that has been very concerning to some people. I had some people like get mad at me for posting about Facebook about, just all this rain going into the water and our fault line and all this could possibly do this and blah, blah, blah. And
It
they got
destroys
mad
the
at me for
limestone.
saying stuff like that. That's what I told them. I was like, dude, Western Kentucky is nothing but limestone and clay. That's all we are. You want to get some clay, JJ? If you've never, the kids loved this when we were little because of where we live. You go down to the creek and you just move some sand around, and you're going to get huge chunks of gray clay that all you have to do is take up to your freaking water hose and add some water, and you've got clay. And the kids loved it. It's straight up clay. And it's not like that crap you get it's on your hands. It dries. You got to go wash it. It's clay. And
Your car doesn't come off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's clay.
So you're not selling it. That sounds terrible.
No, but I'm just saying that's what our earth is down here underneath is majority limestone
It's
and
the
clay.
best.
So when it starts shaking, it starts shaking. I'm going to have to go here in a minute, I think.
Yeah, I got a conference call in a minute. I just had some good news or some bad news. I mean, it just depends on where you're at on this. But I saw this story this morning, and I want to congratulate or offer the deepest condolences to the Democrats. Apparently, they are deeply pessimistic about the future of their party. That's very sad. I'm sorry, guys. If there's
happened.
an AP NORC poll conducted May 1st to the 5th found that Democrats feel deeply pessimistic about their party's future. So I'm sorry, or congratulations. The poll included 1,000 adults, 1175, showing that about a third of Democrats expressed any optimism, while 55% of Republicans felt positive about the party's future, about the Republican Party's future.
Did you
And
read that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Democrats expressed feelings of internal conflict and skepticism towards their party's leadership, with one participant expressing disappointment in their current direction. Only one. Out of 1,175 people, only one person was like, I'm really disappointed in our party.
And they had to put that in that article.
Yeah, like That was so outstanding that it made a bullet point.
Did you see the story that Brian posted about David Hogg being ousted by the DNC?
Oh, poor
Oh, that's
Hogg.
sad.
Oh no,
Sad.
that's I'm
Things
very
happen.
sorry. Or congratulations, guys. I'm not sure. That's very bad. We're
I'm
good.
I love that. That's great. I'm very sorry. Or congratulations. I'm not sure how to react.
What do you guys want? Is that good for you? You want that? Not want that? I thought you wanted Hogg. You voted
No
for him
comment.
like 2 months ago.
No
You voted
comment.
for Hogg for him to tell you that you should not have a gun because some bad people did bad stuff. All right. Let's do jokes. I fixed my robot yesterday, by the way. When I say fixed, I barely turned it on. Oh, is it off again? No, it's on.
Hey,
So I
I
got
just wanna-
jokes.
I just want to remind you here that today is National Dance Like a Chicken Day today. So if you
Oh.
get a chance to dance like a chicken, it's May the 14th. Dance like a chicken day.
Because? Because?
That's because. That's because.
That I like that one. I like that one, Dave. But, it's like 14 minutes long.
Yeah.
I like that one, but I like the my favorite is I'll scream this out in the house when it's quiet. I'll be like, "Won't pet that dog! Won't pet that dog!" And then Alex will you'll hear it from his room. Won't pet that dog! It's like the Waltons.
All right. Guys, do you know what bees do after they get married?
After what now? After what?
After they get married, what do
Say
bees
the whole thing over again. Bees.
What do bees do when they
I don't
get
know.
married?
What do they do?
Go on a
Buzz
honeymoon.
off?
Oh, it's terrible. Oh no! You got to work on your jokes. We've been wanting to for about 5 years, but you won't. You won't take any of the suggestions that me and Dave give you.
So,
You keep
I
going
will
with the
say,
robot.
it is National Police Week.
Uh-huh.
And you all know that I do a lot with our law enforcement. I
Right.
appreciate all they do.
For sure.
Well, last year, we actually have to wear Class A's tomorrow and for an event, for a funeral service. But
Yeah, that's very
a
sad.
few years ago, they weren't going to give me Class A's because I have a beard, and they're like,
Mhm.
no, it doesn't look right. And so I had to talk with the officer, with our chief. I said, you should let us have beards. Why don't you go ahead and try it? He said, fine. Guess what? It grew on him.
It's a long way.
Oh my
It's
God.
a long
All
way
right.
to go.
Good morning, folks. Wake up.
Politicians and talking heads lie.
I thought you did your joke. That was your joke. The thing where like go pet the dog. That was a joke.
That's from a meme. A conversation that me and Dave was having before they clapped for 14 minutes at a volume 12.
Go ahead, Deke. Hit us up.
I think we're past it now. I don't even.
No.
feel like doing the joke.
Please tell a joke.
I mean, I think we've ruined it.
No.
No, it's
Tell your joke.
perfectly set up now.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. The other day I got bored and swapped the labels on my wife's spice rack. Mark my words, her time is cumin. Rant, rant. See?
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter